Hello and welcome to the quick introduction to our newest Let's Play using the Horse Ranch expansion on my channel. I'm super excited for this, and again, apologies for the delay, but we are about to begin. And rather than jump straight into the game and me explaining way too much at the beginning, I'm doing another introduction video like I did for my werewolf Let's Play. First off, I want to give full credit to Gen2606 or Urban Sims on YouTube for the home that we are going to be using. Now, this actually was on a 30 by 30 lot, but we are actually on a bigger plot of land. The reason was I was actually going to use the house itself, but then decided to actually build a barn and another area, so I put it on a bigger lot. But basically, this whole area just over here is everything that she built. All I've done is changed some furniture, added some stuff outside, changed a few things that obviously weren't what I needed at the time, and also added in some custom content and some photographs as well. So what I'll do is I'll actually show you the house first. So I've added some solar panels as well as some custom content, solar panel and water productions. We've got a load of random stuff outside like laundry. When she uploaded it, she only used the Horse Ranch expansion pack, so that is why there wasn't any laundry or anything, so I added that kind of stuff back in. We have a nice seating area outside, which they've made themselves with some bamboo, as well as the grill and some storage areas and a nice seating area with apparently some food outside already. We have a pond that I've added out here as well, just so we have somewhere for some nice wildlife, and also an easel as well to do some crafty bits. Over here was actually where she had the horse stable, but because we actually have a barn now, I've turned this into our crafting area, so it's all undercover. We have our flower arranging bench, our woodworking bench, nectar making, and some storage units as well. Come around the back, we've actually got some critters that we can have in here, which we don't actually have anything in just yet, but we will be adding something in, and we can use them for hopefully some ingredients because we have simple living and off the grid on at the moment. We have some grapes, some herbs, and also some raspberries and peppers growing out the back just here in some little plots. And then we have our laundry, a random telescope because I thought why not. We have some more storage, some more places for us to have our fruits and stuff like our grapes, because we need to make sure that we have them undercover to have them all year round to make our nectar, as well as another dew collector out the back. Around this side I haven't really changed much apart from moving stuff over just so we can have one of the Sulani grills. And here we have something that I'll explain in a moment. So if we actually go inside the house just here, the only things I've done, as I mentioned, was changed a few of the items inside and added some custom content and some photographs as well. I did have to change the kitchen around because it actually wasn't functional. I think either this cabinet or door is interfering with the fridge when it's here, and actually this sink for some reason doesn't work either, so I'm not really sure exactly what's going on with that corner, but it just doesn't want to work, so I actually might just delete that in case that is the problem. Don't worry about the money, I'll be setting that to a certain amount when we start the Let's Play. This is our nice little seating area. There's no TV or anything because of course we are off the grid and we don't want to waste all of our electric on that. If we go over to the bedroom just here, this is actually where our oldest sim is sleeping at the moment, Miss Sadie Bree, and it's a nice little quaint little bedroom with just everything that she's going to need. This is her daughter's bedroom over here. She's got a desk for her studies, an activity table for some fun, a teddy bear. So yeah, not too crazy on everything, but just enough to keep them happy and for them to have something to do. We do have some craftables over here, and I do have a Thomasy on, so they do actually do these when they fancy as well. I'll get into the photos in a moment. If we actually come over to the barn area, we have two stables. We also have an EV for our little pet. In here we have an area for the dog as well as some storage units. And if we actually go up the ladder, this is where our other sim lives, our other child with her cat, and they live up here. We have a small bathroom and a small bedroom with everything that she may need. She actually made these herself, that's why she has a bit more than the other child downstairs. And then if we head back outside, we have a huge pasture area for the horse to run around in, as well as a jumping and barrel racing for them to train in inside their own little area. And I have these custom content special padded gates, which means that when you have locked them, they cannot get out. I don't know what's going on exactly, but I feel like there is a bug at the moment with locked doors, because my dog keeps going inside even though I had locked all dogs out. So yeah, the dog is able to go in and out of these gates, but the horse cannot go until I allow them access. So the horse stays inside here, inside the barn. I just think it's better than them running around all over the place and getting stuck. And then if we actually come over here, this is where we have our goats, sheep, chickens, and also our rabbits with our smaller little bees as well. We do have some plants already growing and hopefully will be harvestable very soon, which we are actually in fall at the moment, so we'll be able to get some apples and some grapes and everything to do our nectar. We also have some flowers as well, so we can do some flower arranging to get some extra money. This is our little market stall, so we can actually put stuff here and sell it directly from there. We do have another wind turbine as well, just to get as much power as possible. But that is pretty much the upstairs, well, sort of the ground level and the upstairs. But if we actually go down to the basement, I love this little room. I actually made it myself. I might just add it to the gallery as a little fun. This is where obviously Sadie will be putting all of her nectar to keep it safe and also for it to age, as well as a nice little hangout area for the adults when she has anybody over. Now I'm going to go into live mode real quick. Now that you've seen the home that our family will be living in, it's time for me to introduce them to you. First off, I did have 2 Let's Plays going at the same time on my channel. They'll be pinned in the eye and also at the end of the video if you're interested to check them out, but you don't have to know what's going to happen in this Let's Play. But the reason I mention that is because Sadie and Cruz are actually the children of both of their Let's Plays. One was The Princess's Life / The Castaway series, which followed Princess and Alonso, and the other one was the Werewolf Let's Play, which followed Aylin. Sadie is Aylin and Kendrill's daughter, and Cruz is Alonso and Princess's son. They are childhood sweethearts and best friends, and actually got together when they were in high school. They'd been dating a while, and once they became of age and had graduated and got a little small apartment together, they actually got married. And Alonso always knew that Sadie absolutely loved ranch life, and he knew that he had to get her one for himself. So he worked his butt off and also was able to get a ranch of her dreams. A really nice plot of land, which you've just seen, minus a few of the items that we have, because they built a lot of it themselves because they got it quite cheap. And they actually were very, very happy. But something was missing from their ranch, and that was, of course, a horse. Now, this horse here is very special to Sadie because Legendary Moon, or Moon, was actually the horse that she grew up riding and taking care of. She used to pay a little bit of money and go up to the ranch whenever she could to spend as much time as possible with this horse. She learned to ride because she was such a sweet, gentle giant, and she always adored her. And when Alonso heard that she was retired and was looking for a forever home where she could just live out the rest of her days in peace, he did not hesitate. He put down a bid and he managed to get her and surprise Sadie with not only the ranch of her dreams, but shortly after, the horse that she adored so much would soon be hers. At the time, they did have to spend a year or so making sure that they had the barn and everything ready because they had to build it all from scratch. But once everything was ready, they were able to bring her home. Now, Moon actually had a surprise for Sadie, and that was because she was actually in full. No one actually realized she was pregnant, not even the previous owner, and they still don't understand which stallion it was or how, but Moon gave birth to a beautiful baby girl, which they've called Breathtaking Beauty, or just Beauty. Now, Beauty is simply adorable. She loves to go around with her little flower crown on, and she is a very attention-doting little child. She absolutely loves everybody and everything, and she is very strong-minded and very intelligent. and Sadie is actually looking forward to raising her up, and actually her daughter will be riding her and learning to ride just how Sadie learned how to ride on Moon. Unfortunately though, after a little while, Moon sadly passed away a couple of months after giving birth to Beauty, due mainly to her old age. But it was almost like she knew her time was almost up and gave Sadie a last farewell present, which was that she would always have as part of her on this ranch through her daughter Beauty. And Sadie will always be forever grateful to have her daughter around and adores her, and will always miss, of course, Moon, the very special horse that she always held dear to her heart. Not long after actually getting the ranch, though, going back before Beauty was born, Sadie had some very special news to tell Cruz, was that she was pregnant and they actually were having a baby girl who they called Anastasia. The thing was though, for some reason, Cruz was very happy about the news but also very distant and quiet at some times, even though they actually had some really sweet moments together and were sharing all these baby pictures and doing nice little activities together and making sure that the baby was loved even before she was born. Cruz had a secret that he hadn't been telling his wife until one day a woman turned up carrying a bundle of joy just a month before Anastasia was actually born. And that was Sydney. Now, unfortunately, Alonso had a drunken one-night stand with a girl and unfortunately ended in a pregnancy that she was not happy with and didn't want to keep the baby. So as soon as the babe was born, she dropped her off and gave him full custody. Now, he was a mixture of emotions, obviously upset with the fact that he had cheated on his wife and felt really guilty, but also he still loved his daughter nonetheless because it wasn't her fault. Sadie did end up adopting her because obviously she sees her as her mum, as she's never met her biological mum because she's just disappeared off the face of the earth. But Sadie has never really felt too much of a connection to her. Whenever she looks at her, she just sees her mum and remembers obviously Cruz being unfaithful, and also just feels like she takes the shine away from her daughter as she was born first. So she's never fully accepted her as her own, but she never really let it show around Cruz, of course, and always try to treat her the same. But it's very noticeable nowadays, unfortunately, that she does not appreciate her as much as she does her own daughter. Unfortunately, recently an accident occurred and Cruz never actually really recovered from it and sadly passed away from his injuries, which meant that now Sadie has to raise the two girls on her own, handle the ranch and the animals by herself, which to her is a lot to deal with right now, but she is up for the challenge because this is what he gave to her. His wish was for her to have a successful ranch and nectar making business, for his girls to grow up really well, and that is what she's going to do. So that is where our story basically starts. We have Sadie, our mummy, just in here. We have her daughter and princess, who could do nothing wrong and can have everything and anything she wants, which is Anastasia or Anna. Anna will actually be the one to interact with breathtaking Beauty, and she will be our rider for this series. She'll be learning how to ride the horse, train her with the jumps, agility, barrel racing, everything. That is what she is going to be doing. And then we have Sydney, who, as you can see, is banished to this room up in the attic above the barn. She lives up here with her cat Sooty. Now, Sadie was always against the cat and decided that she did not want her around, but of course this is the cat that her dad gave her, so Sydney begged her to let her keep her and she agreed only if she was kept in her room. But Sooty and the family dog Teddy actually do not get on at all, so it's better and less stressful for the cat if she stays up there. Teddy is an Australian Shepherd crossed with a cattle mix, and he's actually really good though. He's a good boy. He loves just to roam around and chill. He's not too interested in walks because he just takes himself off. He's very adventurous and he gets on really well with all of the other farm animals, just not the cat. And then, as mentioned before, here is Breathtaking Beauty having a little run around herself. And that is our family, and that is the introduction to the family. We do have a load of family photos on the wall. I spent a lot of time trying to make sure to get all of this ready so that we can jump straight in. And sorry if I rambled too much with the introduction, but I'm going to end this video here and then we will start with episode 1. Thank you so much for watching. Have a nice day. Take care and goodbye.